Hey guys, I got to share this with you. I was thinking everybody was adding GPT 3.5 to their website builders. They aren't. I went on a hunt. There's almost no one doing it. What's even cooler, no one's asking for it. There's like next to no demand, which means this. It is so easy to rake it in right now. We can create the best content written in 45 seconds that's better than humans write. And we can write it for any topic, whether we're experts in the topic or not. And even if we're no good at English, if all we can do is read English and that's it, we can't really write it or speak it, doesn't matter at all. We can write like a genius about anything, okay? And because the engine is that good and we've implemented it all through our entire website, it takes less than an hour to go from not having a website to having a completed website that is better than your competitors. So let me just kind of like prove that real quick. I went on a hunt. Which CMS uses GPT-3? I started hunting because I can't find any, hardly. WordPress has one, but it's garbage. You put in a single title and it says, how many sections do you want? You say like 5. It goes, okay, here's the page. And you're like, wait, you didn't let me choose what the sections were about or what the anchor points for the sections were about. Because you can't choose that, you can't control which way it writes. So the page is like half on point, half off point. And you're like, no, regenerate. And it creates it again. Now it's half off point, half on point. And you're like, no, and you regenerate again. You can't get it right. So it's a pain. It's not done well. And I went out thinking there've got to be a lot of other websites using this. I want to prove a point, though, from a case study. I found a website that used the old version of the GPT-3 engine, a year and a half old, and they built 2,000 unique SEO pages. Guess what? Those pages still exist on their website. Over a year and a half later, Google has not taken them down. They are there and they do the job. That was the thing for them too, is that when they created the pages, look at this, from middle of June 2021, just traffic rose. Well, you know how we do it, multiple websites on your behalf. So these graphs rise next to each other. Say we did 40. Okay. Now, not only that, but if half of the websites we make backlink the other half, then half of these grow at like this rate and the other half grow like 3 times faster because of the backlinking power. So add all that up. How much money can that be for you? For whatever it is you're selling. All you need to know is the name of what you're selling, what kind of a product or a service it is. Is it a Slurpee? Is it a mattress? What is it you're selling? What's the name of it? What are some features and benefits? If you compare it to a competitor, what are the pros and cons, right? And why you? And then once you get that figured out, you're in the house. So that's exactly what these guys did. You know what they did? They created those pages because each page only gets like a hit a month, but they've pretty much guaranteed 2,000 long tail hits per month that are going to turn into sales for the most part, because by the time those get here, they are looking for something specific. Accountants and finance guys are looking for how to calculate something. In this case, it's net revenue retention, and they want it for, in this case, it's QuickBooks. Well, these guys created some tool called Causal that you can add to QuickBooks or Salesforce or Excel or Stripe. And it allows you to auto create formulas real fast, or use formulas to create the answers real fast. So all those formulas are these things, and all the platforms are these. So formulas times platforms gave them 2,000 SEO pages, which is perfect. Okay. Now, here's the point I want to make. Those pages are like 76 out of 100 for SEO. As you guys know, we do better. We are sticklers when it comes to perfection. So 100 out of 100, HTML validated to make sure there are no coding errors in the web pages. We also make sure that the pages are optimized and that they're optimized, and that GT metric scores are through the roof. These are incredibly hard to get that high when you have web page contents like we do. Long form web page contents that are top quality. Okay, here's the point. Let me just prove. First, I proved what? That a website using the old version of GPT-3 was able to create a whole lot of pages that are still there a year and a half later. Okay? And this is what the pages look like. And they don't even have perfect SEO, but it's working for them. We have better websites than they do. Now, here's the other thing I want to point out. No one knows that. No one knows this. happened, except for a few people, right? Relatively few people. No one is looking for a GPT-3 website builder. Are you kidding me? That means there's no pressure for developers to create it. There's no demand, so they're not creating it. You know how beautiful that is for those of us in the know? Okay. And I said, can that really be true? So I looked harder. Went straight to Google Ads for the keyword planner. GPT-3 websites and stuff, like 10 to 100 searches a month. Low competition. I'm thinking, you're kidding. I mean, this is the greatest thing since sliced bread to take over the industry, and no one knows it's happening. Even Chat GPT variations are pulling like 100 to 1,000 hits a month, you know? As a matter of fact, let me add one more, because this has got to be the best one. Get results, right? I mean, I am live on this page. I'm just telling you, man. Whatever. Let me just say that that's just the way it's going. Look at this. It's all low competition keywords. Look at that. Low competition, right? For being able to get these, well, anything dealing with the topics. This isn't even about websites anymore, okay? So, yeah, I mean, these guys aren't even thinking about us, right? Isn't that amazing? So, now here's the difference between the old engine, right? The one that they use for this, which creates content like that, and I'm going to compare it to the new engine, okay? Now, take a look. Old engine. Calculate net revenue retention in QuickBooks. It says it can be difficult to calculate the retention directly inside of QuickBooks. That's where the software comes in, Causal. Causal is a modeling tool that lets you build models on top of your QuickBooks data. Great. But for that one section, I really wanted an answer to it. I could talk about Causal right below it. Take a look. Calculate net revenue retention in QuickBooks. It gives me an exact definition of what net revenue retention is. It tells me what it is, how it's calculated, gives me a formula, and then it actually tells me how to do it in QuickBooks, starting with open QuickBooks and go to the reports tab, all the way through these 11 points. Then it gives me an answer for the example, and then it even plugs it in, okay? Then it just signs off. In our websites, this doesn't happen because we don't need it to, all right? Our websites are built with this engine if you get on the annual retainer. If you get on the monthly retainer, then this is the kind of content you're going to get. So the annual retainer will make you a whole lot more money in the long term because Google cares about two things. Time spent on the web page, and they can see that right through Chrome. They actually calculate how long you're on every page you're on through Chrome. And that's like the information sent back to them so that they can study which web pages are having a good effect for the keywords that you did the search on. Do the search for keyword in Chrome, hit a link. Google's following along with all that, and they're learning which websites are useful, okay? And so time spent on the page and things clicked on the page. Google counts those things, okay? We taught our websites the same stuff, how to monitor the time that people spend on the page and what they click on. And if they come back in a day or two or three, that it's the same guy coming back doing more, and we keep adding that stuff in, okay? It's amazing. So our websites can monitor, and they can even make adjustments to improve your ROI. It's insane. They do it on their own. So if you add 2,000 pages, the difference between you and them, 2. 1, we're not using the GPT-3 engine. If you're on the annual, you're getting the GPT-3.5. Now that doesn't sound like much, but it's really like 350 times more powerful. For real. Like mathematically. 50 trillion points of analysis to answer something instead of 100 billion. So do the math on that. Now, when you're on the annual, you get this, okay? Where do you get these websites? Right here, website installer, website-installer.com. Everything in any of these categories and everything under the new releases, whatever you get, has all of the functions that we put into the websites, okay? So if you were to go to here and you were just to say like live demo, and I want to make a point about the power of these websites, right? Like the amount of information that we're loading is huge. This web page is long. It's got videos. It's got images. It's got sections. It's all dynamic. It does stuff, you know, all the way down. Now this web page loaded fast, all right? And that's my whole point there. And all the stuff, there's so much stuff here, it's insane, right? This is a lot of material on a single page, right? Now if I go to another page, it loads that fast. It's finished. It's got a lot of stuff on it and it's finished. Google loves this. Google loves the power. Now, what if all the content we put on this is so seductive and engaging and compelling and interesting and convincing that people just have to buy? Basically, that's what this is all about. Writing so well, people want it, okay? So if you come to our websites and you decide that you're going to get one of our websites, then I just want to say this other part right here. You're going to get the details for the website you want, okay? And if you do that, yeah, it's kind of cool to go through this and watch this video. You can fill this stuff out. You can decide if it's same industry, new industry, generic industry, changes what you fill in. And if you have company information, which is optional, it changes what you fill in. Or you can just skip this whole part. It's up to you. You can use the domain name that you already have, point it to the name servers, or get a new domain name and just buy it right here, right now. You can literally add it to your order, okay? Now, the other part that I want to make the point about real fast is this. You can pay with credit or a debit card, or you can pay with PayPal, okay? Either way you go to pay, you can go with a monthly, which is $95 a month, or an annual, which is $950 a month, or $950 a year. What's the difference? Well, $190 a year, right? In other words, you get 2 months free, okay? So you save $95 twice if you go with the annual. That's one benefit. The only other benefit is the difference in the quality of the results, whether it's going to be written like this from that engine or like this from this engine, okay? For just that part of the page, which is unbelievably awesome. That's how you make this stuff better, okay? So I just want to point out that it is absolutely in your interest to get the annual subscription. Now, it is before the end of the year. For us, it is still the 30th of December, so you got like 2 days. I'm going to give you this benefit, okay? So if you're buying at the end of the year, okay, use promo code BF like Black Friday, CM like Cyber Monday for the promo code, and guess why? It will knock off either $200 for the annual or $20 for the monthly, okay? So the difference is really huge. You know, the difference between going monthly at the full price in January versus getting it right now for the monthly, if this saves you $20 times 12, it's $240 it saves you over the year if you go with the monthly, but you still get the old engine. However, if you're going with the annual, you're literally saving $200 off what you would have been. So the difference is huge, right? Do it. We came up with a subscription option so you have something reliable that you can count on. You know what the pricing is and what you get for it. And because you guys are doing that, we can rely on the consistency of payments. You can always log in and cancel. There's a cancel button right inside when you log in. But until you do that, we're relying on the consistency of payments, right? And that allows us to do what? Forecast what we can afford to put money into for development. And that allows us to keep building new integrations, new power, new functions for you guys, okay? So the very act of being on subscriptions allows us to ensure your success because we've built to a level I don't even know how to explain. Okay, when you get this thing going, there's actually a wonderful integration you're going to want to study and implement to this website. And if you don't know how, ask us. We'll put the coding in for you. MomentCRM.com. Sign up, okay? Register, then log in. You can create a vanity ID. It's just some nickname. Use that and you can plug it into your website, or we can do it for you if you have trouble. It's a simple integration. You just go plug it in. And it allows your website to have live chat for free, because this is free. The pricing, it's got a free option. That's what you'll be on. And it allows you to literally see recordings of people coming to your site and walking through the pages. Why do you care? Because when you first start out, you want to make sure your content is convincing. So the sale on any web page is lost somewhere between the top and the bottom of the page, right? Like if somebody lands here, the sale is still a possibility. They kind of go down the page, the sale is still a possibility. If they just leave the website, You lost the sale. Maybe the guy will come back the next day, but very many of the guys who left, right? They're just not coming back. The question is, why didn't they stay? But if you can watch, you can usually learn. You can be like, oh, everyone's leaving when they read this. You know what? That doesn't look like it's in the right place. I should move it down. You know what's funny? Your website is trained to move it down on its own. Your website will make a lot of logical decisions to improve your ROI for you. And you're just doing this because in the beginning, it's really good to see what you set up in your website and how well it's working in the beginning. Once you're on a roll and sales are starting to hit and you know you've covered all the base elements, let your websites do the work. You can go hang out and fish if you want. And then anytime you feel like generating new content to add it in to make your website stronger, I don't know if I said it, but it took me like 10 seconds to paste this in here, 45 seconds for it to create this huge response, and then like another 5 to 10 seconds for me to assign it to a web page. So like a minute and I'm done. What if you could do these pages at the rate of 1 a minute? Basically, you could do 60 an hour, maybe 50 an hour, 40. Can you imagine creating 40 perfected, top quality, compelling, and competitive web pages in an hour for your website? Yeah, we couldn't imagine doing that either, but now we can. Okay, this isn't spun content. These are uniquely written every single time. Those of you who want to make your website a super affiliate website for whatever it is you're selling, and you're going to create a subdomain for every different affiliate who joins you, you can regenerate the response for every single one of them inside the panel. And not just that, you can pre-create those iterations. So say you've got 20 guys sign up, but you want to create 100 versions of the pages, 20 for the guys who signed up, maybe another 20 for those same guys, just to give them a benefit, or if they pay double or something, they give them 3 times that. The rest of the pages are for you. They're like phantom affiliates. Maybe they look like affiliates to others, but they just pay you. In other words, you're generating your own affiliate work. You don't need the humans for it, but if you need to lead humans, then you can use this to create top quality content on behalf of your humans who are going to be your members, who are going to be absolutely impressed and stick by your side. Okay? And every next thing you release, they'll want to leap in and join it. Okay? Because it's amazing. Nobody's seen content like this. You don't have to tell them that you're creating it like this. Okay? But it doesn't matter. It's just that our tools make this easy. So with our websites, you can generate incredible content, and the websites will monitor it, and the websites will aim to reach the goals you set inside the panel for each page. And the websites will actually move things around and change the wording and swap out YouTube videos for you, and swap out the wording on the newsletter and the buttons and everything. Maybe even swap out some of the other stuff, like the click here to continue to this page, whatever you want to increase your sales. Okay, it'll do it smartly on its own, logical steps. And that means you don't have to babysit it. But then you also have the ability to babysit all the contents anyway, manually, anytime you feel like it, just so you can go and see what's happening out there, right? See if there's something that your website's not picking up on that you can see, that you can add some of. Sometimes people go in, what they'll see is people are looking for something they're not finding. Maybe it's a carpet cleaning website, and they're looking for the page that says whether the chemicals they use are safe for pets or safe for kids. And you can kind of tell when they're going through sections. It's like, yeah, they're looking for the safety. They're kind of like hovering over safe chemicals, so they're trying to click on it. I mean, you can actually see people do that. You don't see the people. You see the mouse move on the page and the scrolling, and you can see them trying to click, 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 right? And stuff like that gives it away. It doesn't take long before you realize, oh, I'm going to create that. Now, your website didn't know that that's what they needed, but by creating it, you can also assign goals to it. Now your website can incorporate all that into its strategy on your behalf while you're out fishing. Absolutely amazing. You guys need to get in before the year ends to grab the deal. And just cause you're going to get all the updates for free. I'm really excited to get you guys in here and get you guys going. This is as close as I've ever come to guaranteed profit for everybody, because we're using all the right tools in all the right ways. And we only got here fighting to have all of this for ourselves. But now that we're here, you can have it too. It's huge. It's actually more than I can explain right now. There's more that's happening. When it tracks the user actions, it actually tracks by IP. It can even look up who the users are. That's a possibility. It can even put those guys into a newsletter for you. And then your newsletter can drip on them with a coincidence email. That's a function you can flip on or off. It's totally legal and it's totally okay here in the US. And the system that allows that kind of connection is only for people in the US. If somebody comes from Great Britain, it will not track them. If they come from Canada, it will not track them. Only tracks US guys according to US rules. Okay? So it's totally amazing how much power is involved in these sites. They can make all your money for you. Okay? Yeah, I don't know what to tell you. Get in, get going, get one or more. Get these projects going now. Why would you have more than one? Well, if you get one website to be your main website, you can put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different things to sell on it. You can have different things to sell on the same website. Different subdomains selling different things. But then say you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more websites. Say you went that far. Okay? Then what? If you put 5 things for sale on here, you're going to put them here, you're going to put them here, here, and here, and they're all going to be pitching. But guess what? The 5 things here are going to reference this site. Just backlink it. Maybe some link in the middle of a paragraph from that particular product on this website to the same product on that website, from one URL to another. Okay? That way, Google goes, oh, this website is paying homage to that website. Therefore, this website should increase in rank. And that website should increase in rank some too, because it needs to be rewarded for backlinking this one. Yes, that's how that works. So then get this website to backlink this one, and also get some other links to backlink this one. Oh, so this gets to get pulled up. This gets stronger ranking, and therefore this gets even stronger ranking because the website backlinking it has got a backlink of its own. And then these other 3, they can just add links to all 3 of these things each. So this one, 1, 2, 3. That one, 1, 2, 3. That one, 1, 2, 3. But that's product by product by product. Might sound hard to set up, but it's not. But the advantage of having it all running for you is that you have multiple graphs all rising in rank at the same time for your 5 different products or whatever. And that while the graphs are going, these graphs are going up nicely. These graphs are going up even harder because that's how you arranged all your backlinking through the structure. It's easy and it's amazing, and we'll easily show you how to do it. One more thing. All the admin panels have got a help button, a simple submit a support ticket button. You know what you can use that for? If you don't know how to fix a paragraph alignment issue, we'll just do it. Tell us the page, the problem, and we'll do it. If you need some images on some new pages you created, then we'll just create them for you. Just ask. If you have a YouTube video and you don't know how to embed it properly into the page, tell us the YouTube video and the page you want it on. We'll do it for you. Just simply ask. If you're on that retainer, we can do customer service. Okay? Absolutely powerful, and we've got your back. There is no problem you're going to have getting going totally. We will ensure that very swiftly your websites get running the way you want. You just create the content and come up with whatever videos you want on there and decide where you want click here buttons to point to. We'll do the rest. If you get some code snippet and you don't know how to put it on the right pages, just ask. We'll do it for you. We'll just put it there and update your ticket. How's that? There, we have your back. Okay? I am so excited for what this next year is going to bring all of us. I mean it. I think we're going to create tons of guys who can retire just this next year from what we're doing right now. And yes, it's a race because no one else is doing any of this stuff on their websites. We got to beat them. And if we push hard now through all this, then we're absolutely going to be on top of all of it before anyone gets a chance to catch up. If you get your domain age going with this top quality content, you just keep kind of adding to it and improving upon it from time to time, then Google's going to let you be grandfathered in as the leader of the pack or among the leaders of the pack because you've been keeping up and you're older than everyone else. There's magic to that. The older your domain name gets for the same kind of thing you're selling on the front end, the more Google gives you that. You'll have jogs if you change templates and stuff, but if you stick to the same contents generally, then Google will roll with it. And the fact of the matter is you're going to benefit dramatically, right? So get in, get going, get moving forward. Yeah, you're going to love it. All right.